Hi guys, this is Joel with Guitars United here at the Winter NAMM, and this is a beautiful day here in California, Anaheim, and it's Saturday. We're getting close to the end of the show, and Dan here, he was kind enough to come out to the aisle and say, hey, come check out my amplifiers, man. So we're looking at a company called Rev Amplification. They're out of Canada, and we need more people like you, Dan, to come out into the aisles and kind of pull our attention. Everywhere I've gone, you're the first person, and I've been to every aisle just about. You're the first person to come out and say, hey.
No kidding.
First person. I don't know why.
Incredible.
At the Summer NAMM, everybody was coming out.
Yeah.
Everybody. Here, you're the first.
Oh, awesome. It's
So,
my pleasure.
yeah. So thank you so much, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for being so friendly.
No,
And
my pleasure, absolutely.
So what do you got going on here, bud?
We are a newer amplifier company here. This is our first NAMM show this year. We are about a year and a half old from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And we're kind of aimed at taking amplifiers to the next level. Tube amplifier circuits are nothing new. They've been around for a long, long time, but we've decided to take it to the next level. Our focus was to make the tone tighter, more articulation, cut, and modern switching circuitry. So we accomplished that with our product, and we're here to show the world.
Real quick, go through your lineup, buddy.
Okay, so what we got here is we brought 3 amplifiers with us. Our smallest guy here is the Generator 740, we call it. It is all tube in the audio circuit with modern switching circuitry. It's a 2-channel unit, variable wattage between 7 and 40 watts. Channel 1 features clean and crunch. Channel 2 features a bit more of a gain section channel, where what we do with our amplifiers is with the more modern switching circuitry, we use microcontrollers in our amplifiers to give us a little bit more ability to do different and kind of expand our inputs and outputs in order to do things like this here. We call this our aggression setting, and what it does is it allows us to switch between 3 different levels of gain. So you could take, depending on what kind of guitar you play, you could take your amplifier from blues, light rock kind of thing, switch up your aggression, go right to metal, no problem.
That's so cool.
It retains its clarity when saturation comes into the gain, and brings articulation. It doesn't get muddy, it's tight, punchy, sounds great. So far we've had a very, very big response. People are really digging it. So
a 7040.
Yeah, this is the 7040. Next one over here is what we call the 100 watt. It's the bigger brother to the 740. It's 100 watts, 2 channels. It runs 6L6 GCs stock in the output section. This one here is a little bit different. It too has clean and crunch in channel 1. Channel 2 features the same functions as the 740 in the sense that it too has the aggression setting, so it'll perform just as well. But with the higher power, you get more punch in your metal gain and stuff like that.
Love it.
Has contour switch to kind of bring us to a bit of a darker sound. You punch it up, kind of get more of a 3D high kind of thing going in the room. Bright and fat switches to kind of expand the EQ. This amplifier with the more modern switching circuitry does things like dual masters, has a mute function, switchable effects loop, has MIDI control, will accept CC commands, phantom power provided from the MIDI in.
Very cool.
Our foot controllers also run microcontrollers. They themselves can control the amplifier functions, provide mute with switchable effects loop, but in a different mode can actually work as a MIDI preset bank. So you can save the different functions of the amplifier into one of the banks on one of the buttons, punch it, and go directly to your favorite settings. So there's 4 options there.
Looks very simple, very easy.
It is. That was my main concern, was if I'm going to go a little bit bigger in terms of modern switching, the idea was to keep it simple so users can appreciate that without having to read the manual every time they go to it, right?
No doubt about it.
Then over here we got the big brother to that one. This is kind of our flagship. This is the 120. It's a 4-channel amplifier, so it's very similar to the 100, except the fact that the clean, the crunch, all have their own independent channels and tone stacks. This one has a bright switch for both clean and crunch, but unlike the other 2, this amplifier features one of the channels that has a high gain setting that those 2 don't. So channel 3 and 4 in this amplifier are our higher gain channels, but they are not the same channels. They are voiced differently. Channel 3 is a bit brighter, has a bit more of a solo type of flair to it, whereas channel 4 is a little bit darker and punchier, really great for metal tones and stuff like that. But because of the fact that they all feature the aggression switch setting, you can bring it right down to country, I mean blues, all that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, and it'll rip, eh? Our amplifiers all feature active input jacks so that active guitars or active pickups can be used and actually sound the way they were designed to sound and not just destroy the front end of an amplifier. I find that with a lot of amplifiers there today, I plug in an active pickup and it destroys the amplifier. It just sounds horrible in a lot of cases. So for us, if we're going to go modern, I figured, well, we need to make sure that we can have every guitar made today, 7, 8, 9 string guitars. You know, they all bring something different to the table. The amplifier needs to be able to handle them and allow them to really blossom and perform the way they were designed to, right?
That's where it's going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, no doubt about it. What's the map on something like these?
The MSRP on this guy here is $26.99.
Is that just the head?
That's just the head.
Okay.
Yeah, the cabinets are $10.99. The 2-channel here is $21.99.
Very cool.
And the 740 is $15.99.
And these are all made in Canada?
They're all made in Canada. Yep, all the parts are North American made. Our transformers are wound right here in the USA. Yeah, the only thing that might not be would be the tubes, which we get from Germany at Tube Amp Doctor. So, but we're still staying with high quality. You know, tubes do arrive from Tube Amp Doctor to us. We then go ahead and burn them again, test them, match them, and the whole works. So when an amplifier leaves our facility, it's rocking, and we don't want to ever see it again. It's going to perform for the user.
I love it. What speakers do you think sound best with your amps?
Right now we're using the WGS speakers. We find they provide the best clarity and articulation with our amplifiers. Because that is our main focus, we want to make sure that the drivers will also maintain that articulation. And what we're running in our 4x12s are the Retro 30s and the Veteran 30s in a cross pattern. And we find they just have the nicest bite to them, but still retain that articulation. The sound is very close to the Celestion V30s, but without the hash that I usually find comes with it. But WGS has treated us fantastic, you know, helping us select our speakers and whatnot. In our 1x12, we do have an ET90, so we went with a little bit of a different speaker there, just to provide a little bit extra bass and clarity. And we're quite happy with it so far. So.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, how can people find these amplifiers? What website?
You can find us at revamps.com.
That's ReVv?
ReVv, amps.com. All our specs for these amplifiers are there, and we can be contacted in that sense. We do have a few dealers in Canada and northern United States right now, and hoping to expand internationally and from there on in, so with this show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming down.
Yeah, anytime.
And doing this for me. So.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.